I was involved in the flag project 20 plus years ago when we came up with the current Urbandale flag. And I've always been invested in Urbandale. To say it's a great place to live is an understatement. I couldn't ask for a better locale. When this opportunity came up to help on designing a new flag, it was a no-brainer. So I bring, if you will, the history, of old Urbandale and the like, long before my time. But it's a vibrant community, and it's a chance to do something really fun.
Well, I have a business in Urbandale, and it's a graphic design business, so I was really excited to be able to be a part of it. I'm also a quilter, so color and putting shapes together is good for flags and quilts. Well, I remember being really nervous about it being some kind of contest that everyone wanted to win and have just one design be chosen as the winner and everything else thrown out the window.
So we brought together, a good group of people, and then just began that process. We wanted community involvement. One of the things we did early on in the survey that went out to the community is we asked them, certainly provide us with a mock-up or draft of what you think the flag would look like. But we also asked them several questions. And in those questions, we were asking the community to tell us what it is about Urbandale. What are the characteristics and traits? What are the things that are important to you, those values? Mm-hmm. And those pieces then help to inform how to refine things.
Right, because then we weren't saying, oh, we like blue, so let's do blue. We were saying, well, this is what the community says, let's do that. And so it wasn't just picking out the committee's favorites.
I don't see anything wrong with having kept the flag as it was. The flag that we had, I think, really says more about where we were, where we've been, than it does where we're going. I think our new flag is going to honor the heritage, the foundation of Urbandale. It's going to honor the values and the characteristics that have made Urbandale what it is, but it's forward-looking. It's dynamic. It says something. It says a whole lot of things, certainly about the past and our heritage, but it says a whole lot about what's in the future.
I was happy that we worked hard to come up with a process that would be able to tweak and incorporate lots of different ideas and not just pick the winner.
To me, symbolism was very important. And so when I began to see that, there's a real science behind a flag and what the symbols stood for and meant, and that they're not necessarily always that obvious. That was kind of the groundwork that we looked at. What is a good design for a flag? I've always been very much a process kind of a person. If you design the process well, trust the process, and it'll work. And so we laid out a process.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Well, it was super fun to see them all. We laid them out on a table and looked at them all. Well, several tables. In a whole room, we laid them all out and looked at them. And it was amazing, the variety, and then also the things that kept being the same or showing up, the same colors, things that they had in common. That was really exciting to see.
Yeah, I didn't expect that big of a number. I expected a large number. There were a whole lot more than what I would have anticipated. And the range of them, the quality and the breadth and the I'm going to say the thought that went into them was quite astounding. When we looked at some, you could see the same basic kind of concept or core elements. So you just weed it around that way. That was the challenging part, though, was weeding it out.
I think that the bringing it from 400 to down to half or 200, that was easier than when we had 30 and we had to go down to 10 or something. That was much harder because they were all good. Well, there was a point where we had a a lot of them that we liked and similar ideas that we liked. And so we said, what if this one combined these two ideas? Or what if we used that idea, but we changed it to the colors of this other one? And so the whole committee came up with these what ifs and made all those options happen. And so then we actually expanded the number of flags that we had to choose from.
Well, coming to a consensus, that was the key thing. Everybody had to, do you like it or don't you? And if not, why? If yes, why?
That was actually my favorite session, was when we had 10 on the board and we were all looking at them, and some people got to say which ones they liked and which ones they didn't. And then if you put that sticky note that said you liked it, you got to decide why and tell us why. And we actually changed minds and had discussions about why we liked one or why we didn't.
But that got to be kind of a challenge particularly for me. I mean, I look at something, I like it. It strikes me. Now I have to explain why. And that was a bit of a challenge. But as Emma said, it was eye-opening, because I might have looked at something and thought, oh, this is really, really nice, and I'm not real sold on this. But then when it was explained to me what somebody else was seeing in that flag, I began to appreciate what was in there a little more. So it was a fun experience, and I enjoyed it.
We came up with this flag with you in mind. We wanted to make this a flag for everyone and as inclusive as possible.